Hey guys, I'm on my way back from the suburbs north of Dayton where I went exploring, and I found absolutely nothing of interest, which is normal for a suburb. It's what you expect, nothing of interest. And I got in the city limits. There's a minivan on fire in the road. It's not actually funny, that's someone's property. But I wanted to talk about, push back on this notion I keep hearing that Clarksburg is growing, that it's on the upswing. I don't believe there's any evidence for that. It's kind of a fantasy that we indulge in. You know, if you just count the number of properties that have been demolished since the changeover in council 3 years ago, it would be stunning to you. I remember when I first came back to Clarksburg 12 years ago, I was stunned at how much is gone. But there's an astonishing amount that's been destroyed in the last 3 years. Let's start counting. There's the produce house. And there's the building beside the theater, the Kathy Goings owned. And then her 2 buildings that were beside what was the 5th floor. That's 4. 5 is the Galleria. Former P.J. Kelly's. And the building attached to Washington Square is 7. And then that's not counting the Neely building that was demolished, I don't know, a couple years before that. So what are we at now? 7? There's the Elks building, or building beside the Elks that belonged to Glen Elk that burned. That's 8. There's the building that used to house Fairmont State before the Pierpont Center was built, and my pediatrician was in there when I was a kid. There's various offices on the 1st floor. It's now a parking lot for Immaculate Conception. It's 9. And then you have McGlumphy Funeral Home. That's 10. There's at least 10 properties. And if you just go back a couple years before that, there's even more. You know, there's the old Christian Science reading room, or Church of Christ Scientists, whatever, and businesses. You know, it wasn't that long ago we had Starving Artists downtown. We had the Cupcake Shop. We had P.J. Kelly's. All of those businesses are lost. We had PDQ Print Shop. We had Pepperoni Roll Place. We had a pawn shop. We had Edward T. Jones. We had Washington Mutual, or Northwest Mutual. We had a smoke shop. We had the produce house. These are all businesses that were paying business tax, and probably could have funded 1 or 2 police officers on their own, just the tax off of them. There's businesses that wanted to open in McGlumphy Funeral Home and were denied. And in the near future, we're probably going to see the former pawn shop behind City Hall and possibly the Parson Hotel demolished. I don't call that growth, because none of these buildings, with the exception of the P.J. Kelly's building and the one beside it, have had lots put back into productive use. The county put the P.J. Kelly's lot back into productive use. The county's about the only investor in downtown that's done anything. We brag about new investors for the Gore building, but we admit the fact that the previous owners of the Gore building let the building go back to the bank, and that all those businesses that were in there and all those renters that were in there are gone now. And the current owners are just trying to get the city to let them use the parking lot attached to it. We're not growing. It's not true. The city continues to decay and fall apart at a rapid pace, and our policies are encouraging it. Have a blessed day. I'll holler at you later.